Hey, what's up, guys? Skinny Rider here again today. Well, today I'm working on my buddy Jonathan's 300. About to put a 62% gear reduction in it, I think is what it is. He's already got a 54 in it, but he stops these tires several times. I got to put some axle paddles on it. Cheater. But we are going to do that. And got the front diff out, which is right there. I got the ball joints out. They're sitting right there. About to put the new ball joints in it. I got the steering stem. I just did the steering stem. Steering stem came out like, that's the inner race. All the balls pulled out. Broke it, pulling it out, hammering it out. I've done wheel bearings, which the wheel bearings are already in the hubs, wherever the hubs went. Which I do not know. There they are. Did new wheel bearings, Honda OEM. Got them a new hub for that side. Yeah, this is it. My buddy Jonathan's rubber ducky. He sunk it. He's had an issue with it for the past year since he sunk it almost a year ago with it idling rough. Would not idle. Put a new carb on it. Did my magic on the carb and the throttle body. And I will post a picture of that or a video of that later. Cranks right up. He did have an issue with the ground. He's got it on the trickle charger right now, but he made a new ground wire to the starter. And that's about it. But yeah, we're about to convert to a 350D rear end when I get my new house. We're going to delete the brakes over here and go from there. He did cut these tires down since you've seen it last. These are Motoboss 28s. He cut the center lug out of it. Yeah, that's about it. He painted the gas tank, which is pretty good. He did a damn good job on it. I love these decals, old school ATC style. He painted this. He painted that. He did the custom exhaust. He did header wrapped it, and did the 3-inch by 8-inch glass pack on it. Louder than all get out. It's actually annoying to ride with him, but man, this thing eats. We're going out riding next weekend. I hope I can get some really good video, to be honest with you, because this thing eats like nobody's business. Check timing. I've already done timing on it. I did the valves. Waiting on, I think I've got this in the truck, but the little seal that goes around this, it messed up. Yeah, that's about all I've done. So the whole thing I've done on this bike, I've done a lot to it, actually. I custom painted the swing arm. I put the shock on it. I can't remember what. I think that's a 300EX shock. I've done like 3 rear diffs. He's actually got one that's going to be rebuilt. I'm going to rebuild it just in case we break one next week. We're about to delete the drums in the rear, which I rebuilt these for him. But I've put a new heavy-duty axle. I've put new hubs on it for him. I've done wheel bearings I don't know how many times, and finally I talked him into doing OEM wheel bearings up front. I talked him into getting lighter tires because he was on Outlaw 2s and they were just tearing up everything. I've rebuilt and semi-locked the front diff for him. Greased, which is now leaking because he runs grease and oil in transfer case. But greased the front end, grease and oil in the front diff, straight grease in the rear end. He's done the custom pod lights to it, done the custom snorkels. Now this bike was originally blue, then he got the red plastics. That's about it, guys. I mean, it's a basic 300 build. It does have a 25 over kit. That's why he's been having an issue. Not the reason why, but he started having an issue after the 25 over kit was done on his motor. And we finally put the new carb on there. Worked perfectly fine. And you cannot kickstart this thing unless you use the compression release. He's done a lot to it. He's got the OEM factory floorboards. I think he got from Dylan Demby. I think it might have been his brother that he got them from. But yeah, we're gonna go riding next week, like I said, and then I'm gonna go riding the following week. Hope I get a lot of good video out of it. Whenever you do a steering stem, guys, these are probably the hardest things to do. My 300, of course, I've owned like 10 of them at this point. The one that I built and used as myself that I kept, that I regrettably sold, only because it was kind of sentimental to me. But I know that's what my grandmother bought it for me. And I know now that she probably would have wanted me to sell it because it was just giving me too much heck. I was putting too much money into it. She didn't like me being in debt money-wise. When I did my steering stem bearing, my bearing came out like this, and it took me about 14 hours to do it. Now, I was able to actually break this one like so. I broke this piece off. Of course, this actually crimps onto there, and I took this little punch that he had and I broke the rest of it. I don't know where it went, and was able to get it out. But whenever you do one, please make sure, because I've done, I don't know how many steering stem bearings I've done, but this shaft right here is where this bearing rides. If you take this and you just sand it down, make it semi-smooth, get as much of that corrosion off of there, makes life a heck of a lot easier. A lot of people think their steering stem bearing is going out, and really it's just their isolator bushing. Make sure you grease that when you do it, or it'll squeak. That's about it. But yeah, I've got most of my tools laid out here. They went to get some food, and I am about to, when they get back, I'm gonna get him to get the ball joints. They're actually in the freezer freezing right now, and I'll flip these over, heat these up, drop them right in. Work perfect every time. Now, some updates on my 420. It's currently at my buddy's shop right now. My buddy's garage, not his shop. My buddy's garage. I got my new cooler, as you can see. My buddy Daniel. Now, I did pay about $100 for this Yukon Outfitter cooler. If you're just looking for a cheap cooler for a mud event, man, let me tell you, this thing holds ice amazingly. I bought it at Buc-ee's. It holds ice. That ice has been in there all day. No water coming out of it. But my buddy Daniel, Muddy Backroads, kind of a group I'm in. I ride with him. I'm gonna start riding with him a lot more. I'm gonna start doing everything. I got a lot of Cornwell tools, Matco, but Cornwell was the only one that sold stickers. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be doing here. I just got some goodies for my 420. It's gonna look a whole lot different. I mean, when I mean a whole lot different, I mean it's gonna look a whole lot different. The last thing I have to do is the wheel and tire combination. There is only one person, maybe two or three, let me put it that way, 2 or 3, that know exactly what I'm doing to my 420. One of them, it's one of my really good buddies. I wish he was able to ride more. He lives in Arkansas though. And he's fairly young, so he's dealing with his truck, getting his truck up and going. And I'm hoping to start saving up money because I just got my trailer and I just got my camper. I'm hoping to go out and meet up with him, maybe go on a weekend ride with him and go from there. But he's just now getting to where he's gotten his Rancher, 420 Rancher off of stocks. But if y'all see my buddy Daniel out there, Muddy Backroads, out at in Arkansas at Muddy Bottoms, y'all go ride with him, man. He's a cool guy. Badass rider. I've ridden with him for the first time at back to school ride at River Run. Amazing. One thing we're probably going to do here soon is get together. I'm going to go to Extreme for the second time. Probably going to hit up General Sam's. Doing a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's what I'm working on this week. And I'll take a video when it's done and rolling.